Pamela was born in 1972 on the outskirts of St Helens on Merseyside. It was a large family, 5 girls, 2 boys. She was taken into care when she was 5, but it's believed that the roots to her condition lie in what happened to her in those first 5 years. Since Judy's been looking after her, Pamela's renewed contact with one of her sisters, Kira, the only one of her 6 siblings she still sees.
I miss her, Amy. It's sad to say goodbye.
Don't get upset, right? We'll see it again, right? Keep smiling.
Don't stop smiling.
No, don't ever stop smiling.
And I love you so.
You like that song, don't you?
And forever it will be you and me. And forever it will be you and me. That's my niece.
That's your niece.
And that's my nephew.
Yeah.
You've got the big
Contact was also made with the second eldest sister, Pauline, who didn't want to be identified. She came to see Pamela and Kira just once, bringing with her some family photographs.
I've got some of you here, Pamela. Where's me?
This is you.
That's you when you were a little girl.
That's you.
You were young, Pam.
She looks gorgeous, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, you really do.
Tell me what it was like at home, what you remember about home.
Well, I remember being in a bedroom most of the time. You know, in the bedroom most of the time. Another bedroom was minging, smelly. Probably because we was all wetting ourselves. I remember there's times I got into a wet bed, you know, where a weed, you know what I mean, so...
Have you seen this one? That was you as well.
Remember this?
I think you was about 6 there, 5 or... yeah, about 6.
And that is Mrs. Edwards' mum. That was your grandma.
She was a fucking bitch. She used to laugh, you know, smile and laugh at, you know, like my sister's getting battered. I don't know, it's as if she'd buzzed off it.
She's died, yeah, she died at about...
That was my
17.
grandma.
That was your grandma.
There were few pictures of the children's early years, but Kira has memories of neglect and starvation.
I remember my 2 older sisters and me sneaking downstairs once. You know, like, to get some bread, like, because we were hungry. And stuffing it down our knickers, like, you know, for get it upstairs to the bedroom. Because if we'd have got caught, we'd have got battered.
So you had to steal food in your own house?
Yeah. Bread, it was.
That is Mrs. Edwards, your mum. And that's David Edwards, your dad. That is Mrs. Edwards as well.
The children had to resort to extreme measures to survive. What about drinking?
I asked my oldest sister again about this to make sure it was true. Because I didn't want to come out and say something that was just a figure of an imagination or not true. And I just said, did we or did we not drink our own piss? And she said it's true, so yeah, it's true. That's what we did.
Bye. Next time you come down, I'll make a cup of tea in my house.
Certainly will. Not
When Pamela was taken into care, Kira and her 2 brothers went as well. Pauline and the 2 other sisters remained. But when Kira was a teenager, she chose to return to her parents. with appalling consequences.
I had a couple of weekend stay-overs, and then I went living with them. Not long after, that's when that was happening. The abuse, sexual abuse with him, and what else can I say?
Do you want to tell me a bit more about what exactly was happening?
Not really, no.
Later, Kira said she wanted it to be known that her father had repeatedly raped her.
I'm worried about what happened in the past when I was a baby.
The events of her childhood often preoccupy Pamela.
Margaret was a dangerous mummy. She nearly killed me, she nearly killed Kira, she nearly killed Pauline. She hurt my brothers and sisters and me.
At times, she can get stuck on a subject for hours.
I was very angry and I was very upset. I'm upset because my family didn't look after me properly, and she called me a bitch and she hit my arm and she punched Pauline in the nose and she gave Pauline a nosebleed. Margaret was violent and she's dangerous.
I know, what we're saying to you now is that this could sound violent, this could sound aggressive.
If this kind of fixation looks like getting out of control, Pamela can be sedated.
My mummy didn't look after me properly. She was dangerous towards my brothers and sisters.
She was.
After being taken into care in 1978, Pamela was placed in a series of homes and foster families. Her disturbed behaviour led to many diagnoses, from autism to schizophrenia, but the damage done in infancy was never addressed. At the age of 14, she was fostered by Judy, but Pamela was difficult.
She could be violent. She would end up shouting or screaming or rocking. There were times at night where I could hear her in the bedroom where she was headbanging and where she would be pulling at her own hair.
After 3 years, social services placed Pamela in a residential home against Judy's wishes. Pamela spent 10 years at Paduan House. She has unhappy memories of her time here. Contact with Judy was regulated, and they saw much less of each other. The home is now under new management. Her condition was still not understood. It was only 6 years ago that Judy realised what was really going on inside Pamela.
In February '99, in my kitchen on a visit home, I was making coffee with my back turned to Pamela. I must have made a mistake or something, and I ended up saying, oh well, never mind about the bloody coffee. And then all of a sudden hell broke loose in my kitchen, and all I could hear was an argument taking place in Pamela. Please don't be upset about this if you can manage it. If you can't manage to see it or hear it, then you need to go and be with the team, because I'm going to describe what happened that helped me to really understand that something was very wrong.
I won't worry about it. I'm not going to be anxious about it.
Okay, well you might, because it's not very nice, because it's not your fault.
I might not be anxious. Let's see if
Okay.
I can manage it.
All right. And what I turned round to see in the midst of shouting was Pamela, if I was Pamela, with one hand going slap across her own face, and the swearing and shouting, don't you dare fucking hit me, and the other hand going slap back, you fucking hit me, I'll fucking hit you back. And there was a fight all in one body, and the table went over and Pamela was sat on the floor with her legs crossed, sorry, like this.
That's me.
And Pamela was in a terrible state and she was saying, I'm sorry. And that she was sorry about, was there an argument? And it became clear that it was Andrew who'd had a fight. And then it became clear that there were people. That people had names.
Even after the project was set up in 2000, Pamela's characters have continued to be violent. Today, before I arrived, 2 windows were broken and the carers had to lock themselves in a room.
David, I'm very surprised because he's taken all the bits of glass out of my window and he's going to leave the board like that and then he's going to get another glass. Bang the phone like that and I kicked the window out with my left foot and my foot bled.
Right.
When the team closed the door, then I picked up a piece of glass and then I scratched it with a piece of window. And when I looked at myself in reflection, watching me being violent, now I know what it's like when I break windows. That's violence.
It's only recently that there's been professional acceptance that Pamela's condition, now called Dissociative Identity Disorder, even exists. She now receives specialised therapy to treat it. A leading practitioner in the treatment of DID is Valerie Sinison.
In a way, dissociation is one of the most basic human defences. We do it in useful ways daily. Think of any journey you go on where you're on autopilot. But this level of dissociation comes from something really chronic and severe that happened in earliest childhood, before the age of 5, and something that's more than a single incident. For all of us, when we're frightened, the basic defences we've got are running away. But a child under 5 can't run away from a parent. They might develop other people to run away to. So the running away has happened inside the mind.
Kira's renewed contact with Pamela has triggered a desire to understand better what happened inside the family home. She still lives in St Helens with her husband Jeff and has recently obtained social services documents from the 1970s relating to her and Pamela.
It says here how we'd all suffered gross emotional and physical deprivation at the hands of her parents in the past.
Kira's just a year and a half older than Pamela.
Both were tiny for their age. Their hands and feet were cold and blue. They were obviously in a state of malnutrition and neglect. There was no food in the house. Mrs. Edwards grumbled about Pamela being a dirty bitch. Turn it off.
Kira seems to find the passages relating to Pamela most distressing.
Oh, it's fucking sick, that. Well sick.
What does it say?
She was pale and underweight. All her limbs were discoloured and mottled. She had extensive urine burns, above the waist to the knees and even her elbows and shoulders. Her buttocks were very sore and blistered. She was not toilet trained and reluctant to eat solid foods. That was in 77.
There were abundant clues to the children's starvation.
younger brother given a jelly baby and didn't know what to do with it. Fucking hell. He was satisfied with the progress of the child and questioned. Hi!
While we comes home. Hello.
So to David. Come here and give me a cuddle. Come on. Okay then, go on my hands. Wanna take the keys out for 2 minutes, please? It'll only take me a couple of minutes. I don't want to listen to this. Pamela Edwards, age 4 years and 4 months. Pamela was a very disturbed and unhappy little girl, smacking and pinching herself. She would repeat short sentences, parrot fashion, e.g. Pamela want a drink, Pamela want a biscuit, Pamela a naughty girl. It is uncertain how much of this damage can be